Yeah, g'day YouTube and everyone out there. So I've been looking around and I've just realised that we still have a giant risk with COVID-19. We have all of the government still meeting. They're not doing their social distancing. You can see it on the news. They're not following the same laws and the same rules as us. And on top of that, if they're going to run around like this, I really think that they need to have a flu shot. And I agree that the Australian people should sign a petition that allows us to say that we have to have a forceful vaccination of our Australian government and everyone inside of it while they're doing what they do. And we must see them have it live on the news. I'm talking about the Prime Minister, the head of the cabinets, everyone that's involved with the government inside of Australia should receive the influenza shot, the flu shot, and should be the very first to have the vaccinations where we can watch them have the vaccinations live of the vaccinations that they bring out. This is what you do for your country. If you are really for the people, then you set an example for the people. You show the people how it should be done, and then you allow the people then to make their decision whether or not through free will they wish to decide and follow after. Now, we are seeing that the media is moving around all the time. Now, I don't know how they've got no COVID-19 in the media because they're in the hospitals, they're in all of the hot spots, and they seem to have a camera almost in the arse of the person with the coronavirus. So it's quite amazing that they haven't got no COVID-19 spreading so dramatically through Channel 9 and Channel 7 that the media can't get out there. And this is very, very worrisome because if we have these people out there that have the COVID-19 and they're infected, but they can't be told that they're infected because they have no kind of symptoms of the COVID-19, so what are the media doing? They're spreading it everywhere. We're watching the head of states get on the TV and gather with the media. All the time we're watching more gatherings of COVID-19 and ways that it can actually spread. So if we're so panicked about this, we as a people need to step up and say we want a petition signed that allows all the governments out there to have a vaccination themselves, to have the seasonal flu vaccination, and whatever other they want to give us, we want them to take it first. Because I'm pretty sure that not many people out there, I know that you don't want it. Most people understand that they have free will to choose what goes in and out of their body. Now, we can take it to an exception of what laws we're obliged to live by, and that's fair enough. That's exactly how the world's been. ISIS, no. No, ISIS, hut! Halt! Good girl, go. Alright, yeah, the whole idea is we've got a world designed by laws, and now these laws need to be obeyed by the civilians and the government and the military and everyone else in between. There is no justification of a different class of person when each and every single one of us has the same colour blood inside of us. So
it doesn't change who we are.
I really want to see the Australian people stand up to this. Now, we've got to sign a petition. We've got to get a petition rolling that goes straight to the government that says that we are not willing to watch them constantly move around with the media all the time when they could be spreading the COVID-19. We need to have more evidence presented to us because even Dr. Fauci himself is saying that this is a 0.01% fatality rate. And we're being sold on the news that it's something that's really deadly and it can get you, you know what I mean? And the WHO itself is speaking inside of its own organisations and inside of the medical journal for the world, and they're saying that this is nothing more than the common flu. And what they're doing right now is absolutely atrocious. Now, I don't know if everyone understands what's going on and that there's a lot of lapdogs that are running around being told what to do. But the lapdogs need to stop running around being told what to do and start to realise that there's a bigger picture here. It's called the salvation of humanity, and allow them to realise the bigger picture for their family and what goes on. Just because you're a medical worker, just because you're a government worker, just because you have a influence in some form, unless that influence is great, you're considered the same as the rest of us. And if your family gets locked away, they won't care. Now, this is what I'm trying to say. If you're getting down to the point that every single person is locked away inside of their house, inside of every country, there's something wrong with what's going on in the world. And they want to give us these injections, which are poison, so we want to watch them do it first. Plain and simple. If they want us to have the average flu shot, let's watch our Prime Minister. Let's watch everyone in the cabinet do it first. If they want us to have a vaccination for bloody Aryan fucking bird flu, or whatever, the avian bird flu, or fucking SARS, or MERS, or bloody this corona COVID, right? Let them have it first. Watch them have it first. And a proper professional medical place that you know it can't be staged. I reckon that all we got to do is sign a petition. We have to start learning our laws, people, because there's no state of emergency. There's no state that can actually hold back the true laws that were made for every single country. It even says in every single country that state of emergencies and shit like this do not fucking hold back the true laws of what was created for each country, and that's the truth. It's just that you're not supposed to ever know that, just like you're never supposed to know that you never have to pay taxes. There's no law on it. So it's just that psychological warfare that's going on right now, and trying to boil people up while they're sitting inside of their houses, giving them a paranoia fucking fear complex, which doesn't allow them to see which way is what's going. Are we going to get rounded up? What's going to go on this? Should we be on the edge of our seats? When all we are is free. Because we were free, we have to have all this. That's a load of fucking cuck, I'm sorry to say. You can't go outside now to go walk down your letterbox and go wave at your neighbour and go shake their hand and say, "Good morning, Fred, how are you? Would you like to have a cup of coffee?" There's something wrong with that world when you can't do things like that. And when you're watching everyone else that's telling you to stay inside your house, not stay inside their house, and run around on the outside, there's a lot of government still moving. There's a lot of government facilities still open. The only things that got taken away were really the people's the businesses, the small businesses, the major businesses. It was only other people's. It was the people's stuff that got taken away. The government are still functioning right up there, and they know exactly what they're doing right now. They're destroying all of the economy so it can turn and change to the slavery system of the NWO. And this is the agenda. We need to stand up as people, because there's not going to be this time that we can fucking do it all of our fucking life, eh? And it's going to get to the point that, hey, well, what do you want? What do you want? Do you want to go to sleep one night and in the middle of that fucking night hear that ghetto bird come flying over and hear those troops come bursting through fucking grabbing you just because you were a person out there trying to teach people about knowledge in the world, and because the mainstream and everyone else was always designed to hide it as a weapon or propaganda? Which we know when it's signed over from all the wars in the past what they do, and they're saying right now we're in the state of war. So what have they done? They've tricked the whole entire world to say that there's a foreign enemy. Under that state that they're saying there's a foreign invader or foreign enemy into their country, they can now declare martial law and they can take all of these powers. So all what they've done is they've picked a virus, a common fucking flu that they can't say whether or not it exists or not because there's no test for it. But out of that, they've got a foreign enemy, you see, and now they can roll out all that agenda that goes with that there. And that's the fucking bizarreness out of all of what's going on right now, is that we're all sitting back watching everyone fucking panic over the fucking flu. Which is crazy. We've lived through this shit years after years. We lived through the bird flu, the swine flu, you know? It's what happens. You look back into history and people get over shit like this. It's not what they do right now. What they do right now is a very, very, very sinister move on the edge of being not a government, but a dictatorship of just a controller. And that's when government means that people get together to govern you. They get together after you have allowed to elect them in the first place to make the decision for you because you believe that those people in the power will make the right choices for you. That is the truth of what government should be. What we've got now in our governments in the world right now is a combined plan for dictatorship over the entire planet and put it into a prison. And if we don't fucking sit up and wake up and see this, and like I said, demand those out there that are moving around that could still be spreading COVID-19, because we can use the same game on the same thing. We can say the same thing of what they're saying about us. We can't move, they can't move. Because if it's bad for us, obviously they're going to get it as well, unless they're super-duper supermen and superwomen out there that work for the government and they know that there's no such thing, so they can't get it. So the question is, what are we going to do, people? Hey, at the end of the day, I'm a cripple as fuck. I mean, I've got to piss into a bucket, which is disgusting. I've got to have help with toiletry. But at the end of the day, I'm going out in a blaze of fucking glory. And that's just how it's going to fucking be. I ain't going into no big brother fucking slap you down, fucking stamp on you, fucking stomp your head system because you have a thought. And the whole idea is to take it to the whole mentality of what it's said in the fucking movies of what they want like this. Like war is fucking peace is war, and fucking slavery is freedom, and freedom is slavery. It's just fucking bullshit. It's exactly what we got right now. Right now, we're free, are we? Because right now, I can see that fucking Orwell's novel right now playing out. Freedom is slavery, and that's what we're seeing right now. What do we have on the fucking news right now? We have that ignorance is knowledge. If you have knowledge out there, you're fucking not even allowed to speak on the mainstream. You're not even allowed to talk on this subject. You can't even make your face onto the fucking news on any channel because it's all the controlled propaganda agenda behind it, and they don't want to know. So what is that? That's gone right to saying that now the new knowledge is ignorance. And that's fucking pathetic too. Now, what we got coming next is wars. Trust me, people, you don't go into World War III declaration and expect that there's not going to be a World War III. At the moment, yeah, they got all this happening and shit, but they're also starting to pick on China and shit. They're starting to say we got to annex China's land back because people were foreign agents inside of Australia that give goods to Wuhan. So now we're picking on China so we can start that tension. You get what I'm saying? We all know that basically what's happened here is the governments drove the economy into the fucking ground. They knew it before they did it. They fucking had a debt ceiling. They had the fiscal cliff. Obama was talking about the fiscal cliff and the debt ceiling. Never been able to get to that debt ceiling, pushing it to 2019. 2019 just passed. Now we're in a state where the whole world's decided, fuck it, we cannot keep the dollar going anymore. We've collapsed the economy. The people are going to fucking hate us when they find out the truth of what's going on behind all this. We need to get ourselves covered with army protection, military protection, and we need to make sure that we're protected in the name of saying that we're protecting the people all the time and using their health to push forward laws that are absolutely fucking ludicrous, that are using the law of duality through everything that they're doing. It's the same as Soros sending in Black Lives Matter. Soros don't give a fuck about black lives. He just wanted to have that group, you know that, so he can play the agenda of either side. Just like the Antifa group as well that he supports. It's all to do with playing the sides. At the moment, we are sitting in our houses watching other people move around in the world that we're told that we can't go out into. Does that seem logic and right to you? Do you think that the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers, wherever they are sitting in their house under house isolation? Do you think these giant organisations that are running who and everyone else to do with government organisations, right from the Pentagon to every organisation in government, do you think any of them have stood down? No. They're all sitting around in the Pentagon, probably right next to each other, no fucking social distancing, and same with every other government in the world. It's only the people that are getting suppressed. We're getting told what the fuck to do, and at the end of the day, we are the ones that are in the majority. We are billions in this planet, in this plane, in this digital designed simulated construct of electromagnetic energy. We are billions. NPCs or not, it doesn't matter. We are still billions out there. And those billions, we have a majority force that can take anything. The military are not going to shoot their own family. That's plain and simple. They've been taught that this is that, and they've been fed so much fucking bullshit, trust me. Oh, we need to depopulate the world because of the resources, and this is the agenda of what we have to do for the new future, for everyone to be better off, and we have to refinance and rebalance all of the wealth, and we have to make a new system that run. See, they can be tricked because they can see that someone sells the ideology of it not being an evil plan, especially because the higher-ups don't tell them the shit like this, and it's just what it is. But you've got to remember, like I keep saying, there's billions of us versus these coppers out here. They're family. They have family. Their mother and father may be under risk of COVID, but they don't know what's really going on behind the closed doors. They need to study and look into things themselves. They need to start questioning things themselves. And like I said, If they're going to do it to us, let's stop the movement of everyone. Let's stop the movement of police. Let's stop the movement of government. Let's make sure everyone's isolated inside of their house so there's not someone running around supervising if everyone's inside of their fucking house and just telling everyone to be in their house. Let's watch everyone get inside their fucking house.